Salute, salute. Salute to the internal indigenous spiritual most high. I'm gonna do that one day and make myself cough. Watch. Trolls, only God and your mama can love you. And last but not least, last but not least, last but certainly not least. One time, yeah, that was kind of weak. I don't like that. I'm gonna do what I was originally gonna do. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. One time, there we go. That's the energy. I say one time, yeah. I say one time, yeah. Now that's the energy I was looking for. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. What's good? What's happening? What's crack-a-lacking? Huh? What's popping? What's popping? Y'all, I'm sorry I was late. I had some errands to run. I was in the principal's office. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. I was trying to get some bond money up for Chub the Builder. Yeah. I was working on his bond money. I'm trying to bond that boy out so we can punish him. Oh boy. Y'all know I like to laugh. Come on in, man. Let's have a good laugh tonight. We gonna talk about this idiot Chud. And we gonna talk about some other things, man. We gonna talk about some other things. It's gonna be uncomfortable for some. It'll be entertaining for others, but it's gonna be the truth for all. I like the way that sounded. I like the way that sounded. That sums it up. Y'all come on in, come on in. Come on in, Maroon. Yeah. Come on in. Come on. All right, all right. So, first thing I want to talk about. First thing, we got to cover it, y'all, but I really want to wait till we get more people in. I really want to wait till we get more people in. So we gonna wait, we gonna kick it. We gonna wait, we gonna kick it. Cause last night I had a blackout and it was crazy. So I want to see what the numbers gonna be before we get into the content. I want to see what the numbers gonna be. I think a ghost walked in front of my camera last night, y'all. Yeah. Turtle Peace, what's good? Turtle Peace, you was here last night, man. Did you see that little blackout thing that happened on that live stream? It's like a spirit or something walked in front of me and just shook. Yeah, that was crazy, man. That was crazy. I ended everything at that point. I was like, hold on, the numbers dropping, ain't nobody in here. What's going on? Then I watched it back this morning and it was just weird, man. The lights never went out here. I never had any internet problems. Yeah, yeah, I agree. That was weird. I'm still trying to figure that one out. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to figure it out, but I think it was the ancestors, man. I think it was the ancestors. I'm gonna chalk that up to the ancestors. You know what I mean? I'm gonna chalk that up to the ancestors. All right, y'all. So I want to say Chub the Builder for last. I think you got DOS attached. What is DOS? DOS attacked. Break that down, man. Break that down. What is DOS attacked? Denial of service. Oh, you think YouTube did it? You think it was YouTube? Hello from Africa. Mogadishu. Mogadishu. I don't know how to say that, but hey, from Florida. Someone flooded your connection so much it crashed. Ah, all those are scallywags. Got dirty. It's nothing those hackers can't do. It's probably somebody that play video games too. They play Call of Duty or 2K, I'm sure. Somalia, that's easy. I can say Somalia. I can say that. I can say that. The M word now that's if it ain't mother, I can't say it. I can't say it. Used to call it a ping bomb. Ping bomb. Gotcha. I want to save Chub the Builder for last because that's going to be our funniest part of the night. Let's get the serious stuff out the way first. Mogadish. Okay, Mogadish. Mogadishu. Oh, Moga didn't diss me. I don't even know Moga. How Moga gonna diss me? I don't even know Moga. Who's Moga? Mogadishu. Got it. Mogadishu. Samoya. Got it. J Dub. Salute, brother. Salute. I got it. I got it. Thank you, Turtle Piece. Thank you. You had to put it in slow-mo for me. I appreciate that. Break that thing down to syllables, but we going back to the second and third grade on this. I love it. I love it. All right, tribe. We in here. Let's hit the like button. I want to save Chub the Builder for last. Because I want all of us to raise money for Chub so we can bond him out so we can handle that boy ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We don't want the white judge to handle him. He might get a slap up. No, we want to handle him. We want to watch that boy chimp out. So we gonna talk about him last. We're gonna talk about him last. Let's get the likes up, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you're a moderator, please. I know how to say it now. Mogadishu. Okay. But why would Moga diss me and Moga don't know me? I don't know Moga. I ain't got nobody in my phone under Moga. It sounds like a cellular service, to be honest. Moga does, don't it? Moga sounds like a cellular service. T-Mobile, you know what I'm saying? Moga, Metro, Cricket, it sounds the same. You know what I'm saying? It all sounds the same. Man, shut up, man. It's always a hater got to come in here, bro. Dang. Why? What's wrong? What's wrong with you, man? $40 can get you laid, bro. YouTube don't even go buying that. Damn. Yo, angry ass. Get your angry ass out of here. Get your angry ass out of here. You come in here going off because you see a damn Kobe poster in the background. That boy came in here straight heated just then over a Kobe poster. We goofy as y'all ain't been nothing. This ain't even no sports channel, idiot. You ain't read the title before you came in. The hell wrong with you? Go take your bipolar medicine. Go OD or something, boy. All right, here we go. Here we go. We gonna start right here with Paul Lance. Y'all know I like me some Paul Lance. Paul Lance be telling the truth. Y'all never guess what happened. Guess what these states are doing now? Some of the states. I don't know why people are hating on Kobe. I don't even know why people hate on me. I taught Kobe everything he know. I couldn't slide that one by. Y'all don't believe me? I don't believe me either. I don't believe me either, man. Kobe was the GOAT, man. Kobe was the GOAT. The only other person y'all can put up there is MJ. You know what I'm saying? Kobe was the GOAT. We gonna leave it right there. This is not a sports channel. We did that this morning. We ain't sidestepping the agenda right now. We gonna get into this. All right, Paul Lance. School removes Roots because slavery made white students uncomfortable. Y'all know the movie Roots they always made you watch, the books you always had to read. You know what I'm saying? So now you got a president that's going through all the Smithsonian museums, you know, and taking out all the slavery exhibits because they don't want people to feel victimized. They don't want to face what they did in the past. So they just gonna erase everything and forget about it, and that's supposed to make it all right. That means it never happened. Well, that means that you are now peeling back an onion that's going to actually make your ass cry in the end. All right. Chief High, hey, I like your name, Chief High Smoke. You all right with me. Thank you, brother. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the gift. I hope other people follow suit, but we'll see how that goes. Um, hey, let's put Chief High, put CHS. That's like a damn high school. Put CHS in the chat, y'all. We got to show respect and honor and appreciation when somebody gift us with something. So y'all know it's tradition around her in these neck of the woods around her. You know what I'm saying? Put them in the chat. Show some appreciation. Hey, Uncut. Hope you're having a blessed day, brother, and a great weekend. I am. I am. And I get to spend my weekend with you guys. You know what I'm saying? So that makes it even greater. Huh? That makes it even greater. Thank you, Chief. We appreciate that. But Chief, next time you light up, pass the smoke. Hey, pass the smoke. You know what I'm saying? They call me Chief Bud. They call me Chief Smoke something. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Feel free to pass. Puff, puff, pass. Ain't that what y'all say? Ain't that what y'all say? Puff, puff, pass. That's what y'all say. That's what I heard. Yo, what's up with this mocha slang? Hey, Pastor Smoke. Hey, I know them pastors get high before they come on there and lie. I know them pastors be high before they come on there and lie. Pastors be in the back putting Visine in their eyes before they come out there on the pulpit. All right, y'all. School removes roots because slavery made white students uncomfortable. Did y'all hear that? They removed roots because slavery made white students uncomfortable. How were they uncomfortable? Did the black people buck? You know what I'm saying? Was this like going back to 1995, watching Higher Learning for the first time and then realizing that, hey, I'm about to set it off in this piece? What made them uncomfortable? Seeing what their ancestors did? Huh? Is that what made them uncomfortable? You know, they're not gonna make it right. They're never gonna pay reparations, but they're gonna erase the history to pander to their generation. What about our generation? We had ancestors go through that. You can wave your Confederate flag, but we lost people as well. That was on the other side. You never cared. So let's get into this. Paul Lance, y'all.
So the Confederacy today in Knoxville, Tennessee, the Knox County School, they banned 1976 Pulitzer Prize-winning novel Roots, credited raising awareness about Black American history and sparking interest by all Americans in their genealogy. Spokesperson Carly Harrington said Roots was recently added to the district's list of banned books. The district is able to remove the book from the shelves under the Age Appropriate Materials Act. The law broadly restricts materials from being available to students if they contain nudity, sexual abuse, sexual content, or excessive violence.
How is that when they have books in school, gender-based, about sex ed and everything else already? How is this? If you're going to teach about the Indians and the Pilgrims, I think that was violent. If you're going to teach about World War I, World War II, and Vietnam, I think that is violent. I think that's violent. Are you still teaching it? Are you still teaching it? Are you going to teach about your presidents? Because they were violent. They owned slaves. They beat slaves. You know, they raped children. So I don't see how this is helping. Again, this is white privilege. This is the ability to be unaccountable. We're never going to own up to the nefarious things we did, but we're going to hide it so that generations to come never hear about it. Do that with your lying ass Bible too, because there's some violence in that thing too.
Really, that's fascinating. So, two things here. Are you going to teach about the president?
See?
Who's a rapist?
See?
And defends child molesters? Are you going to teach about the violence of January 6th where the president lied about an election and watched officers get beaten? Is that too violent, or is that a bridge too far? Is that okay because he's a white supremacist? Yeah, I didn't think so because it wasn't about that.
Are you going to talk about the Civil War, the Civil Rights Act? That was pretty violent. That was pretty violent. Are you going to talk about that? Are you going to talk about the assassination of 3 American presidents? Because that was pretty violent. That was pretty violent. I just want to know. Again, we see that this is race-based discrimination. This is white supremacy and entitlement. This is privilege, y'all. This is privilege. We have to live it and experience it while they turn a blind eye to it and do their damnness to erase it. Never owning up to it, never starting a healing process, never making it right. They are continuously distancing themselves from their history that they created. So again, in about 10, 20 years now, when we start talking about the evils that have happened in this country, you know, to our people, where's the proof? How are our kids going to go to these white learning facilities they call public schools and actually get the truth about themselves if these advocates for the United Daughters of the Confederacy continues to rewrite history and take things out? I told y'all who control these history books, man. Do your research on the United Daughters of the Confederacy. Do your research. That's who's doing this type of stuff. The United Daughters of the Confederacy. These are the daughters of those Confederates who fought. Y'all ain't even getting it right now. Y'all not even getting it right now. And this kind of pisses me off. If you can't stand to look at what you did, if you can't face up to it, own up to it, then why the hell did you do it? And why the hell would you make it right so it's easier for all sides to forget about it and move on? Tell me why. So yeah, this kind of angers me. This kind of angers me. You can make it right, but you're more interested in making it wrong. You can't erase it. So why not deal with it rather than trying to circumvent every time it comes up?
Now, this is where the true hypocrisy comes in. You know what this is? This is my Bible, and I'm not going to preach.
The Mediterranean diet is the world's healthiest diet, and Factor makes it easy to eat that way every day. A true Mediterranean...
The same people, the same white trash MAGA...
There it is.
...that are complaining about roots because they're so triggered by Black history, you send your kids to school on Sunday. In this book, Noah has sex with his daughters in a cave, incest. But yet you teach them from this. And here people went into furnaces and burned to death. You teach from this. A man is literally whipped almost to death with a cat of nine tails. Then he has to drag a cross in his ankles, and he bleeds to death. And then they stick a spear in his side. That seems pretty damn violent, doesn't it? But somehow, on Sunday, you teach from this book. This isn't too violent. But somehow roots about Black history all of a sudden. And there's a piece of this I want to read back to you, because it actually is what it's really about. The district is able to remove the book from the shelf. They've wanted to for a long time. Why don't they want roots? Because they don't want their young white trash children to read about actual history. They want to perpetuate the lie of American greatness, of white exceptionalism. Look how good we are. See, we're not. That's the problem. We have a lot of white trash in this country that live in the South in the Confederacy. And the moment that the Voting Rights Act got overturned by the Supreme Court, they said, now we can legally go back to segregation. We can implement Jim Crow 2.0, and that's what they did. All of these white trash MAGA, because that's what you are. See, America has never been great.
Never.
It was founded by white trash, racist founding fathers, and that's what they were. They're trash.
Well,
you know why? Because they owned Black people, like animals, like cattle.
Shame.
And when they died, they put them on the will and passed it to other kids.
Well, now.
They said Black people were only worth 3/5 of a human being.
Damn.
They were whipped. They were beaten. We literally stole Black people on slave ships in the Middle Passage.
What you
where
say?
1.4 million died. But
damn.
You white people, you MAGA, Make America White Again, you don't want to teach your kids about that. Why? Because you want to tell them the lie of American exceptionalism. You want to perpetuate the great lie that you told through the Daughters of the Confederacy.
Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Through the Daughters of the Confederacy. There it is. I told y'all, man, I be on this, man. I be on this. I told y'all. I told you. I love saying I told you so. I told you so. But that's what it is, man. That's what it is. So, how are we supposed to feel? That's simple. They don't give a damn how we feel. You know what's even more simpler? Not giving a damn how they feel either. Because, truthfully, we come from an era of you can't teach it to them, you beat it in them. So there's going to be multiple arguments now in history about what occurred and this and that. And there's going to be an angry Black child on the playground that's going to sock an ignorant white kid who's trying to tell this black kid where they're from, who their family is, what they went through, and such and such. Oh, this is going to lead to problems right here. That's going to lead to bigger problems. This creates a bigger racial barrier. Why not just own it? You're a Christian nation, right? Why not just deal with it so that you can be forgiven, love thy neighbor as you love thyself? Every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess, right? Why won't their knees bow? Why won't the Caucasian knee bow? You know what I'm saying? And confess and get it over with. Pay a debt, get it over with. You're steady trying to hide it as if it's able to be hid when the imprint is all over the world globally from colonization. Make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. Huh? Make it make sense. I just want to know. Make it make sense. I mean, you're pretty much owning up to the history by erasing the history. So why not own up to it, showing accountability and nobility, you know what I mean? Showing sympathy and compassion and move past it. If this is supposed to be a great nation and we all are equal, as they like to lie and say. As they like to lie and say, again, I'm going to say, if black people were in power, you would not be getting this from a black legislature. We would not be going after white people. We would not be going after brown people. We'll be making sure that all people are treated like people because we know what the hell we've been through as a people. So you wouldn't get this from us. But when you're dealing with the lineage of evil, when you're dealing with these vampires, this is what they do, y'all. This is demonic work right here. This is demonic work. All right, we got the Storm in the house. The Storm, Alicia Barnes.
You lie and you lie and you lie and you say the Civil War was about states' rights.
It's the lie versus the truth. The lie versus the truth. Again, it is the lie versus the truth. And they are always going to roll with the lie for their truths, which means they're always going to look at our truths as a lie. But we know what's really good. We know it's really good. I done told y'all about this whole Christian religion. All these people are Christians. You know what I'm saying? All these people were Christians. All of them had slaves. Your lawmakers are Christians. These police that stop you, beat you, and delete you on the side of the road, yep, they're Christians too. You know what I mean? And we see how they move. We see what they do. And yet, black people are still subscribing to Christianity. We're subscribing to the Democratic Party. Don't subscribe to the Republican Party either. They was just a party to do away with slavery. It don't mean it's the same party. It is not the same party. It is not a party we are invited to. You know what I mean? We just got to do better as a people. They're rubbing it right in our face, ladies and gentlemen. Rubbing it right in our face. We're busy delineating. We're arguing with white people about who we are, where we're from, our history, our identity, our culture, our land they stole, our resources. You know what I'm saying? These bum ass laws, these bum ass police. You know what I'm saying? You rolling back civil rights acts for voting that people died for. Over 200 massacres in this country alone. The Opelousas massacre, the Ocoee massacre. There's a massacre in Atlanta, Georgia. There's a massacre in Alabama. There's a massacre in Mississippi, all for voting rights. And voting was legal and granted to those black people. We know about July Perry. We know about all. Listen, I have done it right here on this platform, ladies and gentlemen. Right here on this platform, I presented that work and that research. And they'll tell you that you've never been through nothing. You've never been a slave, right? You've never been in segregation. They'll have all these excuses, but they're overlooking what the hell you still going through. Systemic damn racism. Racial discrimination in this country. You're still dealing with the oppression. You're still dealing with being looked at as a second-class human being, this close to being deemed property again and falling up under the cattle laws as 3/5 of a human being again. That's what they're not telling you. They rather hide it.
When in fact, the southern states said it would be detrimental to the commerce of America if black people weren't able to work in our fields as slaves, because God designed black people to handle the sun, and they're the only ones that can pick the produce. That's exactly what happened. The lost cause was MAGA 150 plus years ago-ish, right? Because they don't want to actually admit what this country is.
Exactly.
And just hearing me say this, that America is not great, the first thing that comes into these white trash MAGA's minds, with their 6 teeth and coming back from their Klan rally with their date with their sister because, you know, they found him on Grindr, is, hey, if you don't love America, you can leave it. How dare you criticize this great country? You know why they think that? Because we've indoctrinated people in this country.
The only people who deem this country to be great are the evil people who benefit from the systemic racism here. That's it. That's it, in a nutshell. If you are melanated, this country ain't so damn great. And before you hop on here and say, if you don't like it, why don't you leave? No, it would be better if you left because we were here before you. So if you hopped on your Mayflower or whatever the hell you rode over here, you know what I mean, and riding on back into the sunset, we won't be mad. Consider it reparations. We will not be. Please take Trump with you. Take Melania too. Take Melania too.
Generation after generation. When they're born, we put them in American flag diapers. And we put them in front of a TV, watch flags and nationalism and songs and bald eagles, and you're like, oh my gosh. And you create this lie of greatness and nationalism.
We getting past.
And as you get older, you get.
I'm dealing with all the bad stuff first. Because we're going to have fun when we cover Chub the Builder. I promise you. That's the turn-off point.
Up and you go to school and you eat your freedom Wheaties. Billy, don't forget to feed your pet bald eagle because only real patriots have bald eagles. Oh, don't forget to polish your truck with 1776 Constitution and Bible scriptures. Make sure your 4 trillion flags on your truck are perfectly aligned. Make sure there's no crinkles. Worship the flag. When you go down the street, roll down your windows and sing, God bless America, because you'd sure hate for your neighbors to think that you don't love this country. Oh, and let's not forget to have 48,000 guns on our back because we're patriots. See, that's nationalism. It's indoctrination. You all don't actually love America. You only love the whiteness of it. You don't love the red, white, and blue. You only love the white.
There it is. There it is. There it is. And you can tell this isn't a black guy saying this. You know what I'm saying? This isn't a black guy saying this. I don't care about what someone says about me preaching hate. The government exemplifies hate, and they love it. Charlie Kirk preached hate and lies. They loved it. Chud the Builder, hate. They loved it. You think I give a damn about what they feel and how they feel about me? They just don't like to be called out. They don't like to be called out. I'm telling you to make it right. I'm not saying, hey, black Americans, go whoop everybody's ass because they did such and such. No, that would be preaching hate. Me saying that it's still based on content of character and make it right because the way you're doing it is creating a bigger racial divide for generations to come. That's common damn sense. How long can you sweep trash under a rug before you have to pick that rug up and clean up that damn trash? You can't keep sweeping it under a damn rug. That's common sense politics. That's not hate. See, when I mention reparations, oh, he's preaching hate. That generational wealth don't exemplify hate to you, dummy. That generational wealth gap don't exemplify hate to you. Pushing back those black voting laws, those voting rights don't exemplify hate to you. Huh? All those Epstein victims who never got justice, that's not some type of hate? 13, 14-year-old little girls and boys improperly touched on by adults, rich little fucks, and that's not hate? What are you on right now? You need to break up with your girlfriend, Crystal. Tell Crystal Meth it's over. Tell Crystal Meth it's over. Because you can't think straight.
That's what this is. That's what the voting rights is about. That's why they voted for a white supremacist. That's why they put a rapist and a man that defends child molesters in the office, because they didn't want the black woman. I don't know what it's going to take for white people to wake the hell up and start caring. You're not going to vote your way out of white supremacy. Stop it. Just stop the shit. You're not. We're here because white people won't be uncomfortable. You won't do what I'm doing because you're worried about Uncle Bob or your mom or your sister. Screw them. Do you want to be friends with a white supremacist? Do you want to be friends with people that voted for a man that rapes women and defends child molesters?
Reparations is theater. Renee, can you elaborate? Can you elaborate on that, please? And thank you to everyone that's sending the gifts right now. Thank you. Thank you, Ebony. I appreciate that. Renee, you care to elaborate? Renee, can you elaborate on reparations is theater? I say we get ready to bring out the sun and the garlic. Because now that the pressure is on, Renee got the hush mouth now. She done gorilla glue her lips. Reparations is theater. I have to get back to you with sources on why it won't. I didn't ask you why it won't happen. You can't say whether it will or won't happen. You can't say that. We're arguing that it's a debt owed. It's validated. That's the argument, making it right rather than continuously making it wrong. Now, whether it happens or not, we don't expect it to happen because we know who we are dealing with. This is FBA up in here. You can't move around like that up in here and make those type of comments because someone benefited off of labor of our ancestors, off of the demise and the humiliation of our ancestors. They were made prisoners of war. So for you to come in here and say that and downgrade that, you are the white supremacist. You are trash. Get that trash out of this live, please. Y'all get that trash, Renee, out of this live, please. Get her out of here. Get that trash out of here. You ain't never got to worry about getting back to me. I don't want nothing to do with you. Y'all vanquish the vampire, y'all. Get the trash out of here.
Those are the people that you're worried about upsetting? Maybe they're not the problem. Maybe it's you. You're right, I'm mad because I'm sick of people sitting by and acting like this isn't happening. They're going back to segregation in the South. They're taking away black representation. Like Donald Trump has taken away the history of slavery at the president's house in Philadelphia. Medgar Evers in Mississippi. Oh, it wasn't slavery. Oh no, it was other stuff.
These are the type of people that come in here and tell us constantly, stop playing victim. Stop playing, because you have victimized every damn body. Don't you realize all your victims have the right to speak the fuck up? So if you go grape a little kid like you normally do, you gonna tell him to shut up and start playing victim? He's got the right to tell on your dumb ass. He's got the right to feel some type of way. And there's nothing you can do to make it right. Because you're the one that made it wrong. So bear with it. Roll with it. Accept it. Or do something about it therapeutically. Something that's going to help both communities heal. Passing laws like this, it only pacifies one demographic of people, the racist, one culture of people, the Caucasian. What does it do in the face of black people? The same thing this country's always done. Spit in our goddamn faces and act like it's okay. It's not okay.
Taking away roots, CRT, DEI, worshiping racist podcasters. Hey, guys, the roaming blacks. Hey, scary white people. Hey, if the president's black, maybe he wasn't born here. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just asking. Taking away the history of slavery in the Smithsonian, burying fine people, the white supremacists, having dinner with white supremacists. What do you see? Huh? Just today, as I make this video, Zoran Mondani put out a tweet. Somebody's putting the swastika in New York City. When Trump won the election, I have a friend that didn't go to work the next day. I said, why? She goes, because I knew it was going to happen. Sure enough, she came back. Racist comments, the N-word. One of them included a burning cross. Because that's what...
And where do you think you get your red cross from? Y'all have no idea the role that the Red Cross played in slavery through all of that. Where do you think you get the Red Cross from? They even have the Red Cross burning symbol on their KKK outfits, y'all. Put two and two together. Put two and two together. When have you ever saw a cross red unless it was burning? Who burns crosses? Look on their uniforms. Put two and two together. The symbolism is there, ladies and gentlemen.
Donald Trump represents. That's the only reason he won. And I'm going to say something, and excuse my language, but I don't give two fucks what you all think he won about. It wasn't about the damn economy. No, it wasn't.
Apple juice.
Part of this country was triggered by a black man in the White House. And their version of American exceptionalism, traditional family, white values was thrown upside down, and they lost their damn minds. Oh my God, there's a black man in the White House, not in the fields working for me, not staying in my guest house. He's not shackled up. Oh my God, what's happening? We're going woke. That's what this is. Every single person on the...
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Let's get more people in the room. The more and more we hit that like button, the more and more it puts this stream in the algorithm for people to find it while they're scrolling. Please, 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 ladies and gentlemen, let's hit that like button. Okay? Please, ladies and gentlemen, let's hit that like button. And I do have a goal set, so if you can help me meet that goal, 10 super chats, you know what I mean? Doesn't matter what color, just a 10 super chat goal. 10 super chat goal. You should be able to see it on your screen. We're still 0 out of 10, ladies and gentlemen. Still 0 out of 10.
Right. They're clowns. They're petrified of being a white minority. Dr. Oz, just this week, what did he talk about? The birth rates are down. They should be at 2.1 per person. Now it's at 1.5. We need to fix this. He means...
I told y'all their birth rates are dropping. I told y'all their birth rates are decreasing. Listen to this. Now, it's racist when I say it as a melanated individual. So here's someone who's non-black, who looks just like them, who's able to admit the truth, like Tim Tebow. Watch this.
Black man in the White House, not in the fields working for me, not staying in my guest house. He's not shackled up. Oh my God, what's happening? We're going woke.
We've met one. Thank you, Turtle Piece, for the $5 super chat. Let's put Turtle Piece in the chat. Okay, let's put Turtle Piece in the chat. That's one out of our 10 goal. That's one. That's 1 out of 10. Thank you, Turtle Piece. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, brother, for making that happen. Thank you. All right, that's one, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Turtle Piece. It doesn't matter what color, just 10 super chats. 10 super chats. That's our goal. It doesn't matter what color. Man, I thought that was Snoop Dogg from a side view. Are we all gonna come in here doing this? Huh? Are we all gonna come in here doing this? That's why I keep Snoop handy, man. You know what I'm saying? Snoop ready for the party after the party. That's why Snoop is always a part of the show. Y'all don't let Snoop Dogg rest, man. Y'all don't let Snoop rest. Always calling Snoop name. Snoop trying to roll down the street and smoke his and sip on his you know what I'm saying? Snoop on the stoop, baby. You got that right. Snoop on a stoop, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So thank you, Turtle Piece. That's one. We'll see if anyone else follows suit, but that's one. I appreciate it, Turtle Piece.
That's what this is. Every single person on the right, they're clowns. They're petrified of being a white minority. Dr. Oz, just this week, what did he talk about? The birth rates are down. They should be at 2.1 per person. Now it's at 1.5. We need to fix this. He means we need more white babies. Donald Trump, before he was elected again as the Grand Wizard, what did he say? I'm going to give women $5,000 so they can make more white babies.
Danielle Terry, how you doing? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm appreciating the support, y'all. Thank you so much.
This isn't rocket science, y'all. What did Donald Trump run on? And don't tell me the economy, because that's crap. That man has 6 bankruptcies, 3 failed marriages, bankrupted 2 casinos, added $8.2 trillion to the debt, never gave you a health care plan. Mexico never paid for the wall.
I could understand talking about someone's finances and credit score and stuff like that. But just because a person has had that many failed marriages, what the hell does that matter? Do you know how many times some of your how many times have Jennifer Lopez been married? Huh? How many times have how many times have Ben Affleck been married? I'm not getting. I never understood that. I've never understood that. I've never understood that. But let's roll.
Never gave you his tax bill. He lied to your faces. You didn't give a damn about the economy. You just cared that he was.
Turtle Piece, I agree. Turtle Piece, I agree. Turtle Piece says we need more smart people, not more babies. Exactly. Exactly. More smart people, not more babies. And how is $5,000 or $5 million, whatever he said, how is that going to help somebody make babies? What you going to do? Buy some sperm? What you going to do? I don't. Money can't solve everything. Money can be the sources of all evil. I definitely agree with Turtle Piece. So I agree with you too, Danielle Terry. You know, Turtle Piece says banning books don't help. Exactly. Exactly. We can't help. No offense, but I ain't got nothing to do with a white man not being able to get it done. Maybe you need to slow it down and stop humping like a rabbit. You need to start making that R. Kelly chocolate factory love. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Take your time in it. You'll put something in the oven. You rushing through the process. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You already coming up short, so they say. I mean, take your time. Don't come up short on your work and come up short in your work. You feel what I'm saying? Take your time. Got to take your time in the love box.
Right. What did he run on? Oh, yes, the brown people from Mexico. There it is. Just like Hitler. Yes, they're poisoning the blood of America. But Paul, I just want people here legally. So do I. But you can't vote for a rapist and a convicted felon and say, I just want legal people here, because you didn't care about the white man being a criminal. And that's what it's really about.
Oh, God. Damn, Paul be cooking. You know what I'm saying? Paul be cooking. Skull, I'm watching your comments. And I'm waiting on you to set yourself up, because you're going to be the one that I roast real hard and spaz on. I've already got you delegated and set aside to be the one that I get a business to. So keep on, Skull, because I'm watching you. I've been reading your comments. The only person short of any IQ in here is who? It's who? Oh, you right, J-Dub. School is on the way. I've been watching his comments. I have 2 sons. One is highly intelligent. The other is as well, but has moderate autism. He's smart as hell, but not able to take care of himself. Turtle Piece, you did good. You did good. Yeah, he's teasing, but he's gonna get what he's looking for. I've been noticing his comments.
It's the brown people. Yeah, they're the ones taking your jobs. Yeah, blame the brown people. While Elon Musk, an immigrant,
I want to know who he's talking about short of IQ. I don't even know what race this individual is. I don't even care about his race. It's the mindset. It's the content and character. Skull, you got so much to say. You got my full undivided attention right now. Go ahead, speak your mind. I'm a damn sure speak mine. And anybody who follows me knows. So go ahead, Skull. You done drunk a whole damn gallon of that damn Skull and come in here with liquid courage, huh? Exactly, Turtle Piece. Turtle Piece say, I figure with the name like Skull, he's either a redneck or a Scandinavian. I'm with you. But he gonna be a roasted redneck and a roasted Scandinavian with me. He's ice skating uphill. You notice he ain't got nothing to say now. I'm waiting. I am waiting. I am patiently. Don't worry. I'll wait. Come on, Skull. Come on. So I can sing it to your damn AA meeting. Come on. If y'all see that fool speak up again, get rid of him. There you go right there. Y'all get that demon out of here.
has the wealth of $650 billion. But yes, the people coming from Mexico, they're the real right. We're just giving them billions of dollars, and we're giving them mansions and hotels, and we're paying for their retirement, and we're all giving them $8 trillion of 401ks because y'all are too stupid to think for yourselves. You'd rather find a way to be the white victim. And instead of blaming the people in power, you went back to what you know, white supremacy, the white victim card.
I have to propose this question. Who plays victim more than white people? Right now, they're hiding. They're taking away roots out of books in Tennessee. They're not going to show the movie anymore because it makes white children feel bad and uncomfortable and guilty. All right. Right. White people are they come on, man. They'll pass laws to keep from being accountable. They will remove exhibits out of museums to keep people from knowing that slavery existed. They'll rewrite the history books and take slavery out and insert things like migrant workers. Come on. Who plays victim more?
I don't know how much more simpler to make this, y'all. You're not going to vote your way out of white supremacy. You have to be uncomfortable. You want to know what you can do? I'll tell you. You got to be uncomfortable. I want you to go outside tomorrow and put your flag upside down, or all of your neighbors. Do it. Be uncomfortable.
Ain't nobody finna do that, Paul. Ain't nobody finna do that. They ain't gonna do that. Here's the second part of the live that I want to get into. That's right, Danielle Terry.
A lot of people think tapping into your home equity always means taking on another monthly bill. But what if I told you this is a total myth? Here's the part.
Black people have been asking.
When they come in and they say stop playing victim, this is what they're referring to, and this is what I want them to think about. All right. This is Ashley B on YouTube. What did black people do? Let's listen.
Black people have been asking the same question for centuries. What did we do to y'all? Like, seriously, what the fuck did we actually do? Because at some point you have to stop believing that this is random. You stop believing that this is just ignorance. Because how are Black people simultaneously copied, feared, mocked, criminalized, fetishized, segregated, underpaid, over-policed, erased, and exploited on basically every continent on Earth? At some point, you have to realize, oh, this is not about behavior. This is not about morality. It's not even about individual Black folks. This is what Blackness was made to represent in the modern world. And that answer is ugly, because the truth is, Black people became the foundation the modern world built hierarchy on. That's the answer. Not because Black people did something uniquely wrong, not because we're uniquely violent, not because we're uniquely criminal, but because Europe and then the United States needed a permanent bottom caste to justify slavery, colonialism, empire, and capitalism. You can't build an empire on stolen labor without creating a group you can convince the world deserves exploitation. That is what we became. That is what Black people became. The justification, the bottom rung. And once the world built itself around Blackness meaning less than, every other group learned to define themselves in opposition to that, right? That is why anti-Blackness survives, even in places with barely any Black people, because it's not based on personal interaction. It's ideological, structural, inherited. Now, let me show you what I mean when I say everywhere. In China during COVID, Black residents in Guangzhou were forcibly evicted from their apartments, refused service at restaurants, banned from McDonald's, and quarantined separately from everybody else. In 2016, a Chinese laundry detergent commercial showed a Black man shoved in a washing machine and coming back out as a clean, light-skinned Chinese man. That ran on national TV. In India, Black African students have been beaten in the streets, followed by mobs, refused housing. The skin lightening industry itself is worth over $1 billion. Billion with a B. In Russia, when the country invaded the Ukraine in 2022, Black students were pulled off buses at gunpoint by the Ukrainian police to make room for white refugees. In Italy and Spain, Black professional soccer players still have bananas thrown at them on the field. In 2026, in Lebanon and across the Persian Gulf, African and Asian women work as domestic laborers under a system that legally ties them to their employers. What is that called? Yeah. Their passports get taken. They can't leave. Multiple of them have died by suicide, trapped in homes that they just can't escape. In Brazil, police kill more Black people every year than almost any other country on Earth. Now remember, they're a country that's over 56% Black. In Argentina, the Black population was literally erased from the official census for over a century.
Did y'all hear how Brazil is 56% Black? Now, where do you think all those Black people came from in Brazil? Those were the bulk of your African slaves, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you all the time, a majority of those slaves that left the African continent landed in Brazil. 56%. And they're still controlling that. They'll tell you they'll come in here and tell you to stop playing victim. But we've got documents after documents after documents, history after history after history, story after story after story of these people victimizing everyone globally. But they want you to sit around and quietly forget about it. Don't talk about it. Don't remind them of their egregious behavior. We're just supposed to take it. We're supposed to turn the other cheek. And you wonder why I tell y'all fuck that Jesus shit, man? Malcolm said it best. It's time to stop singing and start swinging.
Pretending that Blackness doesn't exist within them. The hatred is global. The pattern is identical. It all traces back to the same source code, and it is profitable. The global skin lightening market is worth between $14 and $19 billion per year. The same multinational corporations that publicly supported BLM, they're selling skin bleaching creams in 60 countries to Black and brown women trying to escape Blackness. Also, they can be considered beautiful. L'Oreal, Procter & Gamble, Estee Lauder. Y'all remember Fair and Lovely? I do. After 2020, when global protests called out the racism, They changed the name from Fair and Lovely to Glow and Lovely. And they kept selling it. Same product, same premise, different label. The hatred is profitable. That's part of why it stays. The other part is psychological. If Black people are at the bottom of the global hierarchy, then no matter how badly your group is treated, you can still position yourself above somebody. Anti-blackness is the bottom rung that holds the whole ladder up. Take it away, and the entire structure has to be rebuilt from scratch. And that's why it doesn't move. Black people are the constant negative reference point every other group on Earth uses to figure out where they stand. And the scary part is you can see how this plays out in everyday life, right? Because when one Black person does something wrong, suddenly all of us become suspects. One Black kid acts up in school. Now Black children are out of control. One Black employee messes up. Now DEI is lowering standards. One Black neighborhood struggles with poverty. Now Blackness itself becomes associated with dysfunction. But when white people commit atrocities, suddenly everybody becomes deeply committed to nuance, mental health.
That and per capita. Yeah. Yeah. Black people, drugs involved, mass incarceration, you're doing time. White people, drugs involved, rehabilitation, you're going to a drug facility, you're not going to jail, you got 1-800 hotlines you can call, all this stuff. All this stuff. All this stuff. It's embedded. Systemic racism and racial discrimination is embedded in the soil of this country. It's tainted because of them. Because of them. And we got words like justice in our English language. What the hell is justice? What the hell is equality? Racism is the realest word in this country. Racism, hatred, bigotry, privilege, entitlement, white supremacy. See, those are all accurate presumptions. That fits the narrative in this country. You can't say things like Christian, God-fearing, loving, neighborly, kind, genuine, compassionate, understanding, diverse, equal. That's bullshit. Bullshit, ladies and gentlemen.
Isolation, economic anxiety, a troubled loner. White people get individuality. Black people get collective judgment. That is conditioning. That's centuries of propaganda teaching the world that Blackness represents danger, incompetence, aggression, hypersexuality, criminality, laziness. Whatever the society needed Blackness to symbolize at that moment, just to justify the unequal treatment. And people absorb those ideas before they even realize they have them. This is why Black people have to constantly overperform humanity just to receive baseline grace. You have to be exceptional. We have to be exceptional to get what other people get automatically. And that shit is exhausting. Exhausting. A lot of you all question why I show up the way that I show up because you wouldn't listen if I showed up any other way. And you.
Facts. 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 They don't listen when you want to have a conversation. They don't listen when you've taken time to do the research. You got everything documented. You cross all T's. You dot all I's. And you ready to have a conversation at the round table. They don't want to listen. They feel you're not even intelligently equipped enough to even sit at the table with them, ladies and gentlemen. But yet, down to 1/3 of everything that we use in this world was invented by one of us and stolen by one of them. Make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. Make it make sense. It's all about right over wrong and justice versus injustice. Having a moral integrity over having no moral compass at all. Being accountable rather than turning a blind eye. I don't think it's a question of whether they allowed them. They didn't expect that. And it all comes down to where you were enslaved at, so to speak. because African slavery was different from chattel slavery here. And the black people that they found here were not African. They were indigenous to the land. They were tribal. They were Indians. So they were made prisoners of war. What's that, Turtle Piece? What did she say that you've experienced throughout your life? So insatiable to to get back on your question. That's why I was feeling Kanye West when Ye came out and said that slavery was a choice. I asked the same question. How did black people let that happen? About the minimization of the black race. They've been doing everything they can to minimize us. Even on that 13% crap. Come on, man. It was 13% in 1964 when Malcolm X was running around here. And it was only 22 million, so they say. Now they say it's over 40 million. The population is down there double, only double, and they're still saying 13%. Whenever a black folk excels, they don't earn it. It was given to them. We work our ass off, man. We work our ass off. Like she said, we have to be exceptional. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we have to be exceptional. We have to be exceptional. That's right, J Dub. They sneaky ass. We have to be exceptional. They paint all of these different narratives because it's them trying to make themselves look flawless and imperfect. They know their history the same way we know their history. It's just they view it different because it benefited them. So they can care less about who was at the receiving end of those afflictions, of those iniquities. They can care less as long as they get theirs. That's all they care about.
Know it. People in this country love to talk about racism like it's abstract. Slavery was bad. Jim Crow was bad. The civil rights movement happened. And now we're past it, right? That sanitized version is how this hierarchy stays intact. So let me see what was actually done to black people in this country. Trigger warning, it's about to get graphic. Mary Turner. I've told you about her. 8 months pregnant. May 19th, 1918, Lowndes County, Georgia. Her husband had been lynched the day before for a crime he didn't commit. When she said publicly that the men who killed him should face justice, a white mob came for her. They tied her by the ankles, hung her upside down from a tree at Folsom's Bridge, doused her in gasoline and set her on fire, all while she was still alive. They took a butcher's knife and cut her open. Her unborn baby fell to the ground. A man in the mob stomped on the baby's head.
But if the parents come out and talk about this, they're playing victim. They're playing victim. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, they say. But look at what that. Did y'all hear what this lady just said? Let me run that back. Let me run that back. Listen.
Trigger warning, it's about to get graphic. Mary Turner. I've told you about her. 8 months pregnant. May 19th, 1918, Lowndes County, Georgia. Her husband had been lynched the day before for a crime he didn't commit. When she said publicly that the men who killed him should face justice, a white mob came for her. They tied her by the ankles, hung her upside down from a tree at Folsom's Bridge, doused her in gasoline and set her on fire, all while she was still alive. They took a butcher's knife and cut her open. Her unborn baby fell to the ground. A man in the mob stomped on the baby's head. And then they shot Mary Turner's body hundreds of times. She's one of at least...
If that's not hatred, this is the history they are trying to erase. You cannot erase your evilness. You cannot erase your evilness. This is what they're trying to erase. This is what they want to protect their children from. This is why they don't want their children feeling uncomfortable or their children feeling like damn victims. But what the hell about ours? What about us? Centuries later, we are still saying, what about us? And it would be none of this if it wasn't for us. Again, what the hell did black people do to everyone else? Because I have not read that yet. I've read what they've done to everyone else and even what they've convinced other black people to do to other black people. But it's always black people at the receiving end. Why? Why? Why, ladies and gentlemen? Why? And if I seem a little bothered, I am bothered. I am bothered. No one else sees this.
3,404.
Oh no, you're wrong there, Richard. It's definitely about black and white. Yes, it is. There's still a generational wealth gap. There's still history that they have not amended. There's still policies, racial policies that they're putting in place right now to oppress black people, even with voting now. So, Richard, you're wrong. And please don't write in all capitals, Richard. What's good, Black Spartan?
46 documented Black people lynched in this country between 1882 and 1968.
Yeah, I told you.
So much whiter.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
There's really no excuse anymore to have yellow.
And lynchings were not done in secret. They were public events. White families brought picnic baskets. They brought their children. They posed for photographs next to burnt bodies. They cut off body parts and kept them as souvenirs. Fingers, ears, genitals. Sold them in jars at general stores. Postcards of the bodies were mailed through the United States Postal Service. Yeah, the same one that brings you your mail. You could buy a postcard of a black corpse hanging.
Parts of the bodies were mailed through the United States Postal Services. God damn. We had insurance companies in on this, banks in on this, United States Postal Services in on this, the American Red Cross in on this, the KKK in on this, the government in on this. Damn! What did black people do? What the hell is wrong with some of these people out here, man?
From a tree and send it to your cousin in another state with a note that says, "We had a good day today." This is what was happening in this country in 1918. The same year my great-grandmother was a young...
Thank you, Trey. I appreciate that. Can we please put Trey's name in the chat, please? Can we put Trey in the chat?
Woman. The same...
Ladies and gentlemen, we've only accomplished one super chat goal. One super chat goal. We've got 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. Doesn't matter what color. You know, our goal is to get 10. There's an instant gone when MAGA... Right.
world my grandma May was about to be born into. Emmett Till, 14 years old. August 1955. A white woman in Mississippi accused him of whistling at her. Decades later, she admitted she made it up. 2 white men dragged this boy out of his uncle's house in the middle of the...
And they were acquitted, and they never punished the white lying woman either. They let her live a full life until she naturally died.
Who else he was pulled out of? His uncle, his auntie, mama.
Parts of the bodies were mailed through the United States Postal Service. Yeah, the same one that brings you your mail. You could buy a postcard of a black corpse hanging from a tree and send it to your cousin in another state with a note that says, "We had a good day today." This is what was happening in this country in 1918. The same year my great-grandmother was a young woman. The same world my grandma May was about to be born into. Emmett Till, 14 years old. August 1955. A white woman in Mississippi accused him of whistling at her. Decades later, she admitted she made it up. 2 white men dragged this boy out of his uncle's house in the middle of the night. They beat him. They gouged out one of his eyes.
Danielle Terry, thank you for the $1 super chat. We are not 2 super chats into our goal out of 10. All right. We've got 2 out of 10. Thank you, Miss Danielle. Thank you. I appreciate that. Somebody said you can send remains by post office today. If that don't create some type of investigation, though, that's crazy. To me, that's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right, so that's one. That's one.
Shot him in the head, tied a 75-pound cotton gin fan around him.
And to Vita Goddess, thank you. Let's not forget that they had black men go with them to get Emmett Till. Where did this come from? Where did this come? We got to stop changing history up like this. We got to stop changing history up. If that happened, they forced those black men. Never did they storm a black person's house with a black man's assistance. They came in angry white mobs. Where are we getting this history from? This is what we have to stop doing. Oh, I'm definitely going to look that one up because I've looked this story up time after time. Time after time. But they can force some people to do some things. But, homie, if that's the case, they would have punished that black person. Let's think about that. Listen, I'm so familiar with this story, even the open casket. Even the open casket. And I've never heard that. I appreciate it, Sister Danielle. I appreciate it. Many times if I've researched that Emmett Till story, I have never heard that. That has only come from you. So I'm going to ask you not to put any misinformation out there or post the link. Educate us all. Post the link. But other than that, don't do that because it makes it look like you're trying to take up for white supremacy. I'm not saying you are, but I've never heard that. And I've looked at almost every documentary, read every document. I've never heard that. Did you hear that there was black people that was assisting that white mob with dragging Emmett Till out of his uncle's house?
No.
You ever heard it was black people involved with that?
It was only one black boy that was there, but he wasn't involved in it. He was a slave too.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I never heard of black people joining these two white guys, her brothers, that dragged him out of his uncle's house.
They did not. They didn't say nothing.
They were coerced. That's believable.
But
not. I said that they could be forced. They could be coerced, but voluntarily.
They didn't let them do it voluntarily. What happened was when they came to pull him out of there, it was either him or them. So basically,
they had to assist in order to save their own life.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense than saying that black man. I don't watch too many, and I've never saw that.
It was sad.
It makes more sense to say, okay, even though we know it's wrong, they're gonna offer us two if you don't go, so we gonna push you on out the door. Now that makes more sense than saying that black men assisted these white people in dragging him out. No, they didn't. No.
They was even willing to take the case charge.
No, because if that was the case, they wouldn't let. Come on, man, they let the two white brothers off.
Tell them to read the movie.
You know what I'm saying? They let the two white. You don't think they would have punished the black guy? You don't think they still would have unalived the whole damn black family? We're talking about hatred here.
The boy that was there at the shed when they came and tied him up, he the one said that, won't you say something to make it easier? Maybe you won't find yourself dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. They don't tell the story correctly. Because I've seen too many accounts of that story and I've never heard that. That's just like the Central Park 5 black guys who were accused of rape. Years later, a white woman said they didn't do it. Rather, they spent years in prison. Yeah. And that's how Black Wall Street got burnt down too. With Sarah Rollins and Dick Page. It's the same ingredient. Where they weaponize the white woman or the white woman tells a lie and cries white woman tears. That's what we're dealing with here. Insatiable, that was real right there, brother. I appreciate that. That was real. 5-second search destroy your ignorant ass argument regimen. I'm trying to tell you. I told you they come in here and they make stuff up like we don't know what we're talking about. They just don't want white people to look like they're the demons, so they got to include black people too. Like we're not familiar with what the hell we're talking about. It's not too many black people in this country who have not done research on Emmett Till. He was like a 14-year-old kid. What black family don't know about Emmett Till for you to come in here and say that black people help? That's worse than saying blacks sold blacks into slavery. Say Africans sold other African tribes into slavery. Be accurate with your information.
His neck with barbed wire, threw his body into the Tallahatchie River, and when his body was recovered, his face was so destroyed it was unrecognizable. His mother, Mamie Till, insisted on an open casket. She said, "Let the world see what they did to my son." The men who killed him were acquitted by an all-white jury. A few months later, they sold their confession to a magazine for $4,000. That was 70 years ago. How old is your parent? How old is your grandparent? The violence has not stopped. We know that. So let me bring you a little more current.
Now, I could understand a black person being coerced to tell where Emmett Till was. If you don't tell us, we're going to unalive you too, boy. I could understand that. Don't say that black people showed up with these two angry white brothers and did this to this young 14-year-old black. That's not true.
Right.
Yes.
A black boy did show up, but it wasn't two of them. It was only one.
It was one. I see one in the picture right here with the brothers walking out of the courtroom. Exactly. I see one. Right. Don't say black. He said black people.
Yeah, it was only one showed up with a black man.
I know.
He was on the back of the truck with him when they took him out.
I know. I see him on this picture here. That's why I went in on that guy.
Because that kind of stuff just doesn't happen anymore, does it? Sonia Massey, July 6, 2024. Springfield, Illinois. A 36-year-old black mother of two called 911 because she thought there may be a prowler outside her house. Two sheriff's deputies came inside and she moved a pot of boiling water off her stove. She turned to the deputy. She said,
"No, there was a black guy there." He said other black people showed up to help drag them out, basically. There was one. And the only reason that black person was there is to basically let them in. The same way now, what black people do, if they want you, they'll send a female at you. A woman is going to knock on that door, come in, distract you, leave your door unlocked, and then the gang coming in behind her. It's the setup. It happened in the Julio Fulio case. That's how they move. That's what he was used for. I guarantee they made him do it. I guarantee it. Or they promised him something. I guarantee it. I'm not saying you don't have raccoons out there because you do. I'm not saying you don't have raccoons and sellouts out there because you do. But I'd be damned if this man gonna sit here and tell me a bunch of other black people showed up with them two angry brothers and dragged that young Emmett Till out of that house. No. 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 Thank you. I try. I'm not being as consistent or persistent as I think I can be, but I appreciate you recognizing that and giving me credit. I'm absolutely trying to get the work done. So I appreciate you noticing.
"I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." The deputy pulled his gun and yelled, "I'll fucking shoot you in your fucking face." And he shot her
Sonia
in her
Massey.
face in her own kitchen.
And then when the other officer said, "I'm going out to the car for a med kit," he said, "Dude, that was a headshot. She's gone. There's no need." That was a headshot. She's gone. There's no need. This is said and recorded on his body-worn camera. And he only got, what, 20 years? That ain't for a headshot. That ain't But we're playing victim, though. All these different accounts of their evilness, but we're playing victim, though. We're spewing hatred, though. We're spewing hatred when they've always been the ones to exemplify the hatred and demonize other people while glorifying their own wickedness, ladies and gentlemen.
After she called 911 for help, second-degree murder. He got 20 years, and her mother said at the trial, "Today, I'm afraid to call the police for fear that I might end up like Sonia." Breonna Taylor, 26 years old, March 13th, 2020, asleep in her own bed in Louisville, Kentucky. Police executed a no-knock warrant on the wrong apartment. They fired 32 shots into her home, 6 of them.
32 shots into her home. 32 shots into her home. They just unalived a brother down here like that. William Tyrone Bell. They just did him the same way some months ago. Right down here. Black Lives Matter was just here some months ago. Like in what, March? Down here. This just happened down here where I live. William Tyrone Bell. Yes. Same sugar, honey, iced tea, man. But we're playing victims, though. It's okay for them to do every goddamn thing they do to everybody else. But when we speak on it, we're playing victim. We supposed to put a quiet cape on and play Captain Save-A-Ho for them. Come on, man.
Hit her. She bled out on her hallway floor. The officers that killed her were never charged with her death. That's just some of the names you know, right? There are Black women dying in police custody every year, whose names you will never hear. There are Black trans women being murdered every year, whose names you will never hear. There are Black children being killed by police, whose families will never see a trial. The Washington Post tracks every fatal police shooting in this country.
And that's been going on since Michael Brown Jr. was unalive. Since 2015, they started keeping track in the Washington Post. And the number is up there, ladies and gentlemen. The number is up there, ladies and gentlemen. That's got to be Shawnee. Yep, that's Shawnee. Thank you, Shawnee. That's her signature when she come in. Thank you so much, Shawnee Brown. Let's put SB in the chat, y'all. Let's put SB in the chat. I knew that had to be her. That's her thing when she comes in. I don't see that gold coin until Sister Shawnee come in. Salute to you, sister, and thank you.
Americans are killed by police at more than twice the rate of white Americans, year after year after year. And right now in 2026, the violence is being expanded. ICE raids are going.
Wait, but they'll tell you it's 2026. Why are you stuck in this history? Why are you bringing this back up? Dude, it's 2026. What does that mean? It's still America, though. It's still 2026 in America. You're leaving that part out. It's fine to say it's 2026, but when you say it's 2026 in America and you're Black, it just hits different.
Into Black neighborhoods. They're looking for Haitian, African, Afro-Caribbean immigrants and disappearing them into detention. Families ripped apart, children separated from parents, people being deported to countries they never lived in. The federal government is rebuilding the infrastructure of racial terror, all under a new name. It's the same playbook, though, just a different uniform. I told you about my grandma May. She's from South Carolina, and she couldn't look white people in the eye. Didn't want to. She could not. Because Black folks from her generation learned that eye contact could get somebody hurt. So even after the laws changed, her body still remembered. That's what racism actually does to people. It settles into the nervous system. My grandma Alice barely talked about what happened to her growing up Black in the South.
And I told y'all my grandma was murdered by one of them. You can't tell me to start playing victim when you took my grandmother as one of your victims. You can't tell me to start playing victim when I watched one of you grab my brother at the age of 13 and put him in a chokehold with a pistol upside his head and say, I know what I'm going to do with this brand new GUN. I'm going to kill me an N-word tonight. You can't tell me start playing victim when my own mother has had to jump in front of a taser from a crazy, racist cop right here in Manatee County, Officer White. You know, my mom had to jump in front of this taser and say, don't tase my son while he's walking away from you. I'm walking away. There's nothing to arrest anyone on. No, nothing. I'm walking away from the situation, and you want to tase me. When I heard those words, I ripped my shirt off, got right in his face and say, I'm in your face now, tase me now. Excuse me, mama, I'm a man, I'll handle this. You gonna tase me behind my back, and more than you gonna let my mama jump in front? Tase me while I'm looking. What are you tasing me for? Because I know the law? Because there's nothing for you to arrest me on? So you're gonna tase me while I'm walking away? My mom had to jump in front of that. Don't tell me it don't exist. Don't tell me it don't exist. I'm in the South. Florida is as racist as it gets. These white people down here are fucking devils. Devils. Don't tell me. If you in the North, you probably never experienced none of this. In the South, you can't help but experience it. And you better learn to bust some ass in the process. You better learn to stand up. Because you could die either way. You could die either way. Cardenas, what's up, my man? Good to see you. What up? What up, though, Mr. Uncut? And the conscious community. And meanwhile, the APPI community gets hate crime law plus 50 million under the Jim Crow Biden. You already know. You already know. You already know. We know this shit is real. They don't want to be reminded of it. But right now, they had to rally, and assault black people in this country. They do it like the damn purge without thinking about it. But we're supposed to not talk about their behavior. We're supposed to not discuss their lineage of evil. We're supposed to just, well, that was then, this is now, go on about my day. No, because every damn day we experience it in this country. Every damn day. I don't care if it's just simply trying to get something on credit. If it's buying property, redlining. That white man who shot the black woman who knocked on his door when all she was doing was looking for help. Yeah. Keep talking that, brother. I'm listening in. They murdered my great grandfather just for walking late at night. They hung. See what I'm trying to see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So we making all this up. You got all these victims running around here. They raising hell about the Epstein victims not getting any justice. But when we're talking about the injustices and how we're victimized in our family and in our culture, we got to start playing victim. Man, if y'all don't shut up and kiss a dead man's ass. Turtle P say, my father was murdered for having a black girlfriend. Do you understand what I'm saying? You see what I'm talking about? This is the stuff that they don't want to get out. They're trying to hide and encrypt who they really are. And as an FBA member, as a member of the conscious community, I'm going to put their asses out there every chance I get. I get death threats all the time. All the time. My address has been doxxed many a times. I don't care because if you show up, I have the right to defend myself. You know what I'm saying? Shawnee Brown, I subscribe to the mods and chat respectfully. Respect.
And honestly, that silence bothers me more now that I'm older. Because I think some Black elders knew if they started talking, the grief would never stop coming out. My mom was a part of the school integration process. She walked into the school and saw the words, "Go home, niggers," on the wall. My mom. And still had to sit down and learn math after all that. My dad grew up hearing stories about the Hells Angels, not the same stories you know.
You know,
The one
to hear my mom and my uncles talk about the first day of integration and how my mom said that my uncles, her brothers, told her, stay in your classroom when that bell ring, and she wondered why. But when that bell rung, she stayed in her classroom and looked out the window and she saw nothing but black fists flying, beating the hell out of white people. She saw white bodies being slung through the air everywhere. Those white people attacked the black people doing integration. And those black people still had to whoop some ass down here. Manatee High School. Still had to whoop some ass down here. Sarasota. I think it's called Bayhaven Elementary. Bayhaven Elementary in Sarasota. They got sued by the federal government, not once but twice, for refusing to integrate. It's still so racist down there at that school. They still have a picture of the first black student they took in after they got sued and was forced to integrate and take in black students. They got a picture of her hanging up in the goddamn office. Bayhaven Elementary in Sarasota, Florida.
About them rolling through black neighborhoods, hunting black people. These were stories that he eventually had to sit down and tell his children, me, about. Then my brother Steven, he's 2 years older than me. Just 2. He was working at a steakhouse when we were in high school. He was a teenager. The Klan came in. He was expected to serve them, smile, refill drinks, pretend everything was normal. And he walked out. He quit. And that story sits in my chest differently because it feels generational, you know? Like something broke right there. Something broke with him. Like generations of forced submission finally collided with someone saying no. That's 3 generations of my family. Miss May lowered her eyes so we wouldn't have to. Miss Alice carried the silence so we wouldn't have to. My mom walked through the slur on the wall so we wouldn't have to. My dad carried the stories so he could tell us about it. Stephen took off the apron and walked out. Each generation gave the next one more permission to lift their head. You get me? A little more freedom, a little more breath, a little more sky. And what scares me is that people think this history is over, but it's not. This country has done the rollback before. After slavery came Reconstruction. For 12 years, from 1865 to 1877, Black Americans have built more political power than they had in the previous 250 years combined. To state legislatures, to the United States Senate, Black children went to school for the first time in this country's history. The federal government cut a deal to resolve a contested presidential election. The Republican Party agreed to pull federal troops and end Reconstruction. And what followed was called redemption. That is the actual historical term. Redemption. White America literally called the destruction of Black political power redemption from Black freedom. It didn't happen all at once, of course. It happened in pieces, over decades, you know. Voting rights stripped state by state. Public schools re-segregated. Federal civil rights enforcement ended. By 1896, the Supreme Court legalized segregation.
And here we are again in 2026, having voting rights stripped away again. Tell me history does not repeat itself, ladies and gentlemen. If they were always evil, they always will be evil. We're seeing it again. And again, they would tell you, stop playing victim. They would tell you, you've never been a part of any of this. And we live it every damn day. And the government reminds us because they pass racist laws, racist policies, they put racist people in place to uphold all of this goddamn white supremacy. But we're wrong when we talk about it and call them out on it. And they want to holler black fatigue. Man, white fatigue is as real as it gets, man.
By 1900, most Black men in the South couldn't vote. By 1910, lynchings in the South were happening at about 3 per week. The country watched all of this happen. The federal government let it happen. The Supreme Court blessed it. The civil rights movement of the 50s and 60s was the second Reconstruction. Executive Order 11246, which LBJ signed, that mandated affirmative action for federal contractors. In 2013, the Supreme Court gutted Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act. In 2021, the court gutted Section 2. In 2023,
I'm gonna tell y'all how real how real it is down here in the South. If you Black in the South, you have to fight these damn police. You have to fight them. You have to put paws on them. You have to put paws on the police down here because they're sure as hell gonna put paws on you. Y'all saw the video where the young lady at 7-Eleven, that bitch, that immigrant bitch, hit my hand and knocked my phone out my hand. I was recording because of her disservices. All right. And when the police showed up, Officer S. Hartley from the Manatee County Sheriff's Department, that fat stomach, boy graping asshole, you know what I mean? Did y'all notice in the video he walked up on me and I said, "Sir, can you please give me some space? I don't feel comfortable." He said, "I don't care if you feel comfortable. No, I'm not backing up." On camera, you hear me say, "I'll put space between you and I." You will hear him again aggressively say, "I don't care if you feel comfortable." At that point, I was ready to whoop his ass. And if he would have made one more move towards me, on camera or not, I would have beat his white ass, badge and or not. Cause see, a lot of these white police down here, they've never lived around black people. They don't understand black people, and they think that they have authority over black people. You got to whoop their ass the same way somebody took them 2 rounds, salute to Joshua Fox, taking him 2 rounds from Chud the Builder and whooping his ass. Because he's the next part of our story. And because this brother stood on business, Chud the Builder has a $1.2 million bond. And we probably just got rid of a racist. So sometimes you got to stand on business. Stop singing and start swinging.
The court ended affirmative action in college admissions. In 2025, Donald J. Trump, he revoked Executive Order 11246. The order that was signed in 1965 by LBJ, it was gone in a single signature. He signed executive orders ending DEI in the federal workforce, in the Department of Defense, in the Foreign Service, banning federal contractors from affirmative action.
I'm going to be real. All the good people, and I'm talking black, white, whatever, the good folks. It's time for the good folks to start whooping some racist ass, man. It's time for the good folks to start whooping these racist ass, man. All they do is hide behind guns and policies. Start whooping their ass, man. Real talk. And I'm not saying just black people. I'm saying good non-black people too. That stand for the truth. That can recognize a social injustice when they see one. You know what I'm saying? You got to start whooping their ass. Real talk. And I'm proud because in this country right now, I see white people who are saying the N-word in front of other white people and black people. And it ain't the black people whooping the white people ass for saying it. It's the white people dragging the white person ass for saying it. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. Because I roll with many of white brothers. And if you call one of my white brothers out of their name, hell, I'm coming too. Now you got to deal with the blackie. You know what I'm saying? That's how it should be. That's how it should be. Man, shut up with that sad ass Charlie Kirk talking point your stupid ass coming in here with. Boy, you ain't had no father in your life. And if he did, he graped you in your booty every night faithfully. My father was there, dummy. My father fought for this country, dummy. You coming with all those stupid ass Charlie Kirk talking points. That's not true. Bitch, we human. You human. Our parents go through divorce. Your parents went through divorce. What the hell wrong with you? Y'all get the garlic and the sun out for sound. Get the garlic and the sun out. Get the garlic and the sun out. Sam just got done fingering his son little bunghole, and he's licking the boo-boo off of his fingers and saying, "Son, you taste good." Then want to come in here and talk shit to us. Get the garlic and the sun out. We got to vanquish a PDF pedophile vampire tonight. We got to vanquish one. Poof, he's gone. Thank you, Turtle Piece.
Banning federal employers from training on unconscious bias. Banning federal schools from teaching about cultural sensitivity. Now investigates private companies for DEI policies.
See, that's how you know they implemented these programs to take the black man out. That's how you know. You see what I'm saying? That's how you know they implemented. The first thing that these saltine crackers like to come in here and say is, get the fathers back in the home. Is that because you know that's exactly why you passed Section 8, HUD, EBT, SNAP, and all that other stuff, mass incarceration, the war on drugs, to take the black man out? So you have the assumption that the black men are not there. Newsflash, idiot. There's more white people in your prison system than black people, stupid. Whether it's per capita or what. you're still 69% of the crime in this country, dumbass. These people stupid, man. These people stupid.
The Department of Education now threatens schools that teach Black history. In April, the Supreme Court dealt the final blow to the Voting Rights Act. And almost immediately, Tennessee acted. They moved to split up Memphis, the state's only majority Black congressional.
They'll come in here and say, it's 2026. It's 2026 in America, and the U.S. Supreme Court just removed a Black Voting Rights Act. What the hell does 2026 have to do with it when white people still exist and their evil still exists? What the hell does 2020, what the timestamp got to do with it? Because in every timestamp throughout history, there is white rage. It's a timestamp of white supremacy control. So I don't get the talking point. I don't get the talk. These people are low IQ as hell. If y'all like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget, there are membership options as well. Yeah, impeach Clarence Thomas. Stone his ass. While you stoning Trump, stone his ass too. Stone his ass too. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 out of our 10 super chats, which was our goal for like the first hour. We're now over an hour. So I guess we failed in that goal, but I thank you to everyone, who did donate, that being Turtle Peace and that being Danielle Terry. Thank you for the super chats. Hey, I tried. Maybe one day, I could turn my camera on and feel like there's support there. You know what I mean? And I'll be able to upgrade everything and make everything a more comfortable experience for you guys. But I can't do any of that until we all start putting in the same pot for it to happen. I actually want to do raffles and give things away. I want to give away like PS6s and things like that. But I can't do that until I have the expenses to go get these things to give it back. You understand what I'm saying? I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to do that. I'm still trying to get my online store up and going. This is proof that Black people don't help Black people. I've been begging everyone from family to whatever to help me get this going. And look, there's still no shirts, no nothing. And I make shirts. So I'm trying. I'm doing everything I can. But at this point, if you roll with me, I need to know you roll with me because I need all the help and support that I can get right now. I understand it's hard times for everyone, but I'm trying to make it an easy time for everyone. Trump did bring back firing squads, remember? I heard that. I heard that. I did hear that.
District. That speed should terrify people. Protections weaken, and suddenly Black political power, coincidentally, starts disappearing again. This is redemption. A second time. Voting rights weakened, Black districts diluted, DEI attacked, Black history targeted, affirmative action erased, ICE expanded. And people want Black Americans to act irrational for noticing the patterns, because our families survived the first version of it. So when Black people ask, what the fuck did we do to y'all? Here's the answer. We existed inside a system that needed somebody at the bottom. We existed inside a world that built itself on our own supposed inferiority. We existed inside countries that pretended that we were not real. And the world built an entire global system to punish us for it. We just refused to disappear while you told the world we weren't real. That is the answer. That's the only answer there's ever been. What did we do? Nothing. We existed, and we still do. We're not going anywhere.
Word. I agree with everything she said. All right, y'all. Now we get to the fun part.
Well, the Clarksville social media personality known as Chud the Builder appeared in court this morning after investigators say he shot a man outside of Montgomery County.
Chevy people who drive. They don't need permission to get going. They all have that little.
See, this supernatural stuff has been happening. Let's try this again.
Well, the Clarksville social media personality known as Chud the Builder appeared in court this morning after investigators say he shot a man outside the Montgomery County Courthouse. News 2's Maggie Weaver is live in Clarksville after a judge set a temporary $1.25 million bond. Maggie, what else can you tell us?
Temporary.
Yeah, Kendall, of course, after this arraignment, we actually were able to see that Dalton Etherly was ordered by a judge held on a temporary $1.25 million bond. And of course, that's as the court prepares to have a separate bond hearing next week, we do know. So we're actually seeing that investigators say that Etherly shot another man outside the Montgomery County Courthouse after an argument turned physical Wednesday afternoon. Now, the arrest affidavit says that the man was hit multiple times and rushed to Vanderbilt University Medical Center for emergency surgery. Etherly is now charged with attempted criminal homicide, employing a firearm during a dangerous felony, aggravated assault causing serious bodily injury, and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. Now, Etherly is known online as Chud the Builder, and the Associated Press previously reported Etherly faced criticism over videos described as racist and anti-Semitic. The court records also show that Etherly is involved in another ongoing legal matters, including a pending harassment charge in Montgomery County. Separate civil filings accuse him as well of failing to repay money connected to business agreements and online fundraising efforts. Well, during Friday's hearing, the judge pointed to seriousness of these charges and public safety concerns, as well as Etherly's existing bond status in other cases, while setting that temporary bond amount. Now, that bond hearing is scheduled for May 21st, and then that preliminary hearing will happen on May 26th. Reporting live here in Clarksville, Maggie Weaver, News 2.
Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up. I say we bond him out. We get $125,000 together, which he's already raised it on his GoFundMe page. I saw it today. Y'all can go to Young Don Reacts and find that information. Go to Young Don Reacts on YouTube, and he'll have that information. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm glad. Turtle P says that inferiority thing hits home hard for me. Oh, this inbred wannabe recital wearing giant waste of good human biological material. The more we chat it up, Mars, the more the stream gets pushed in the rhythm. True that. They keep track of the chats as well. You know what I'm saying? It's 1.4. Yeah, but it only takes 10% to move. And all the black bondsmen said they're not going to bond him. You know what I mean? All the black bondsmen have spoke up and said that they're not going to bond him. They will not give him the 10%. But all it takes is 10% to move him. You know what I'm saying? 10% of 1.25 million is 125,000. You know what I mean? So that's all it takes. But I say we get the money up, we bond that boy out, and we punish him and watch that boy chimp out. Huh? All of us pull out our phones and take turns, you know what I'm saying, doing the unthinkable to him. And we record it and watch that boy chimp out. That's what I say. We hold him down and shave that hideous mustache and give him a Joe Biden mullet, and we watch that boy chimp out. You know what I mean? Because he's going to spend all his time in protective custody. And all you had to do was leave black people the hell alone. See where it got you? See where it got you? Again, let me ask, what the hell did we do to you? See? All you had to do was leave black people the hell alone. Your family ain't show up. Your race-based supporters didn't show up. You had protesters outside of your bond hearing this morning. White protesters that were going against you, Cheddar Bob, Chud the Builder. What more do you need? What other indications do you need that you was dead ass wrong? Your supporters set you up to crash. Your family don't give a damn about your racist ass. You can't work for anyone in the county, in the state. And all you had to do was learn how to be human rather than thinking that you were superior and you could walk up on people and call them racial slurs with absolutely no repercussions. He bought this on himself. He literally crashed out on himself. But it took You're all right, Turtle Piece. I know exactly why you're doing that, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But I know exactly why it took that one brother to make him crash out. Had it not been that one brother, we still be watching Chud the Builder videos. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no damn freedom of speech. He ain't got no damn freedom of speech. You see where it got him? That wasn't a freedom of speech audit. No. That was racial disparity. That's what that was. That was racial discrimination. That was racial discrimination. That was a low IQ right there. That's a low IQ. He was chimping out. Chimping out. Yep. Chimping out. Now you're locked up among all types of people, even your own. And you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna whoop that boy ass too. They're gonna whoop his ass too. You know, they gonna whoop him too. Now you ain't got no bear spray, no mace, you ain't got a cameraman, you ain't got nothing. You thought it was funny with Diddy. Well, Chud, they're saying 55 to 60 years. 55 to 60 years, and you're 28 years old, already looking like you're 40. A, don't you wish you had some melanin? And B, don't you wish you would have stopped messing with them black folks? Ed Kanga is right. He has freedom of speech, but does not have freedom from consequence of his free speech, though. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. I have freedom of speech too, but there are certain things that you should not say if you don't want to suffer the repercussions. You can't stop somebody from punching you in your mouth if they don't like what's coming out of your mouth. Some people are willing to crash out and do the time. But every time you open your mouth to utter a racial slur or something disrespectful, you're going to think about the broken teeth and the teeth you're missing when he punched you in your shit. And for all the racists who was running around here when the Carmelo Anthony case started, oh, he should have matched the same level of aggression. Why did he have to jug somebody? You know what I'm saying? Why did he have to jug somebody? He should have just stood up for himself, reached the same level of aggression. Okay, well, why didn't Chud return the same level of aggression? Why did he pull out a firearm? I just want to know. I just want to know. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I should have known it. LaShawn Brown. Shawnee Brown. Thank you, sister. Thank you for the $10 cash app. Thank you. Can we put Shawnee SB in the chat, y'all? SB in the chat. And sister, I thank you for doing what you can when you can. Thank you, sister. I appreciate that. Let's put SB in the chat, please. There we go. Let's put SB in the chat. We are very appreciative around here. See, we real enough to know that times are hard for everybody. Not just black, not just white, for everybody. So I appreciate, you know what I mean, whatever people can do. Cameraman lucky himself, he didn't get him and still may try. I don't understand how the cameraman is not an accessory to certain things too. I don't understand it. Now, I don't feel comfortable because if they really wanted to flip the script on Cheddar Bob, they would have gave his ass a black judge. Yeah. They would have gave his ass a black judge. Yeah. I would have loved to see the system put him in front of a black judge, a black male judge too. Call that black judge an N-word. Tell him he's chipping out. I would have loved that. I would have loved it. I hope he still does get a black judge. That would be great. That would be great. That would be redemption. I'll be around here singing, Sweet Caroline. Bum, bum, bum. Y'all know how it go. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how it go. If the black judge ain't a... You're right, Eric. You're right, Eric. You're right. Let's see, y'all. We got a vampire to vanquish. We have a vampire to vanquish. Can we get some sun and some garlic? Can we get some sun and some garlic? We got a vampire to vanquish, y'all. We need some sun and some garlic. You know what I'm saying? We need some sun and some garlic. Can I get some sun and some garlic? Please. Sun and garlic, anybody? Oh, y'all already knew who the vampire was. Turtle Piece, you good. Hey, Turtle Piece is telepathic around here. How did you know who the vampire was? Damn, Turtle Piece is on it. All right. The worst part of the Chud the Builder situation is he had a following that's even worse. True. And even Nick Fuentes is calling for this boy to be locked up. Old racist, virginized, homosexual ass Nick Fuentes. You know what I'm saying? J Dub says Chud used freedom of speech as an excuse. Freedom of speech means freedom from the government persecution. It don't mean you can talk shit to people without consequences. Ashe. Power to that. You know what I mean? Power to that. Turtle Peach say I knew by the name. Hey, Turtle Peach, you good. You good. They think they slick, but they ain't. Right. Right. And I like how y'all hold them accountable. I love that about the tribe. I love how y'all hold them accountable. All Chud had to do was leave people alone. So what? You're white. No one's talking about you and your fairy costumes and how you had the Justin Bieber do and how you let a woman, run a. We not gonna get into that, but y'all have seen the stories. Y'all have seen the story. Just be civil. That's it. That's what I don't understand about a racist. That takes energy. You understand what I'm saying? That takes rehearsal. You have to remind yourself to be racist. You have to make yourself be racist. You have to tap into that energy. Even when you want to be nice, you got to be like, oh, I can't speak to him. He's black. F you, N-word. Knowing you don't mean it. Knowing. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I will never understand it. But if you ask me, he got exactly what he was looking for. And I'm going to tell you this again, and I'm going to manifest it. It won't be long for Donald Trump. It won't be long for Donald Trump. Think about it now. We done got rid of Hulk Hogan and his racist leg drop. We done got rid of Charlie Kirk. We done got rid of Chud the Builder. Donald, pick up your phone at the White House. Pick up your phone at the White House. The next call might be for you, Donald. It just may be for you, Donald. Just may be for you. I want to see all these racists get it. Black racists, white racists, Asian racists, whatever. If you're a racist, I want to see you get that work naturally. Naturally. December 2026, hey, I can manifest that. I'm with that. I can buy that turtle piece. You know what I'm saying? I'll buy that for $1. Hey, I'm with it, but it won't be long because it's not just black people that are tired of this. There's lots of white people that are tired of being affiliated and judged by this. You know what I'm saying? There's lots of white people. Real talk. Real talk. That's what it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the live. I gotta wake my butt up for this AM live, man. My alarm go off at 2:45 a.m. I be trying to drag myself up, man. I got to get up, but I have another live I have to prepare for, ladies and gentlemen. I thank everyone for coming in. I thank everyone for being stand up. I thank everyone for having the ability to think outside of the box, to recognize right over wrong. Yes, respect to everyone. Respect to everyone. And it has nothing to do with race because racism is about your mentality and your content of character. It has nothing to do with your color. It has nothing to do with your color. You know what I'm saying? That guy that did yeah, and he's still walking around here. So hey, we need George Zimmerman and we need Donald Trump. We need George Zimmerman and we need Donald Trump, and we also need y'all to free R. Kelly. I ain't gonna lie. Free R. Kelly. If y'all ain't locking the rest of them up, get that brother out of there. What the hell he serving 30 years for? And we got people that been doing this to children forever, and they ain't serving no time. You know what I mean? Serving no time. So with that being said, y'all, this is the point in the video to where I tell you, get your one-on-one, get your one-on-one, get your one-on-one with the true indigenous spiritual most high. You got it, Shawnee. Every time you come in here, you show love. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna make sure you get that same love in return. It's gonna be reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be reciprocated. Oh, Albert, are you butthurt, Albert? Albert, are you mad because we're talking against the PDF files, Albert? Albert, are you one of those guys who actually harasses your pets at home, Albert? Are you, Albert, what are you mad about? Albert, are you mad because I can wrap my pecker around 2 or 3 women at a time, sir, and, well, you can barely grip yours to take a piss? Are you mad, sir? Are you mad we're talking about Donald Trump? Are you mad? Stay mad. We don't give a damn. Change your diaper too when you change Donald Trump diaper. All right? Yo, shitty ass. With that being said, y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut, be inspired, be great, be you. Well, let's explore this new development. Yeah, let's take time to explore it. Because if we can kick one more vampire out before we get off here, that will be great for unity purposes. That will be great. So we're going to see if the vampire is going to rear his ugly face again. Let's see if the vampire says anything. Just like Tupac vampires, all eyes on you. We're waiting. We're waiting. Don't disappoint us. Don't disappoint us. Come on. You got so much to say. We're waiting. Come on, sir. Time is of the essence. Come on. Come on, Albert. Albert. Your parents was mad at you, boy. They gave you a name from the jump, Albert. You never stood a chance. You will never get no pussy with a name like Albert. Your parents hated you from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Albert. What the hell? Albert. That old 1800s ass name. Gee, was you finna be pimping tonight? I don't pimp. I don't pimp. I'm too old to pimp. I don't pimp. You know what I'm saying? God is going to win. Not that God you serve, you damn demon. You know what I'm saying? Albert Epstein. Hey, Albert Epstein. Albert Epstein. Hey, here come the trolls. Hey, so you know what? We'll spend a little time having fun with the vampires. Y'all want to vanquish some vampires before we get out of here? Y'all want to have some fun and vanquish some vampires, or y'all want to wait it? Y'all want to let it wait until next time? Huh? They like to hide behind that evil ass God in that Bible. That's why they say God is going to win. Notice that dummy got it lowercase, right? So you're a Trumper. You swinging from Trump's little testes, huh? Huh? You sucking on Trump balls, huh? Yeah, let's take him out of his misery, y'all. Let's get the sun and the garlic in. Hey, let's get the sun and the garlic in. Let's have this exorcism. Let's get the sun and the garlic in. Let's get the vampire out of here, y'all. Let's get the sun and the garlic and the emojis. We got to vanquish a vampire, y'all. It's like the movie Sinners. Y'all know, always reference Sinners. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to see the rule of thumb for a vampire is just supposed to invite them in. That they can't just come in. If for some reason these vampires just come in without being invited, there we go. We got them out of here. There's one vampire. There's one vampire. He's a Trump nut hugger, man. He's a Trump nut sniffer. That boy been over and let Trump put it in his patootie. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Next time, get some rest, brother. All right, that's what it is, man. Love to the tribe, respect to the tribe, power to the tribe. Thank you all for being real. Thank you all for showing up, showing out, being supportive. You know, it's always a pleasure and honor. Salute to the tribe. You know what I mean? Ashe, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, brothers and sisters.